Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Kajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Suklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasya Dvirada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nighnanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamagham Bande Paramanandamadhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedehi Sanka Padakramopanishadaihi Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Na Vidhu Sura Sura Ganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayat Yitaratascha Arteshu Abhigna Swarat Tene Brahma Hridayaha Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayaha Tejovari Mrudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatratr Sargo Vrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Darbha Prochida Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Parairisvaraha Sadhyo Hridi Avarudhyatehe Atra Krutibhihi Susrushibhihi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitham Palam Sukamukat Amrita Dravasam Yutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Vasudeva Para Veda Vasudeva Para Makhaha Vasudeva Para Yoga Vasudeva Para Kriyaha Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapaha Vasudeva Paro Dharmo Vasudeva Paragatihi Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Very prosperous and blessed Vinayak Chaturthi festival means a lot, and with Bhagavan's grace, an excerpt of his discourse, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba's discourse came my way, so I have shared it with you. Now, another thing that occurred to me today as I was going through the prayer slokangal, just as a refresher, a reminder, is in the slokam that says Dharma Prochida Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam. The second line, Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Paraihi. I just wanted to stress on that and then we'll move on. When this Isvaraha Sadhyaha Hrudi Avarudyatehe Atra Krutibhihi Sutrushabhihi Tat Kshanat, that Srimad Bhagavatam that has been given to us as a great blessing by that Mahamuni, Vyasa Bhagavan. When that Bhagavatam is there and Susrushbhigi Tat Kshanat, Susrushbhigi, when I listen to that, at the same moment, Tat Kshanat, Isvaraha Sadhyaha Hrudi Atra Avarutyate. The Bhagavan Iswaran, Bhagavan Krishna Bhagavan, whatever form you love, he at that same Kshanam, he manifests himself. When that Bhagavatam is there, Kimva Paraihi, what is the use of all other things? Okay? Please remember that. As far as possible, dwell and revel in the meaning of these slokangal when you recite them. Okay? And you will benefit. Now we will continue. We came up to, with Bhagavan's grace, up to Slokam 14, Adhyayam 16, Skandham number 4. And they talked about Yavat Bhagavan Arkaha Go Ganaihi Tapati. Up to that point, up to that distance, this Pruthu Maharaja's kingdom, the chakram, this rulership, this control area, the area of control will be there. Now, next we will take up the next few slokangal. I mean, they are simply nectarine slokangal in Sanskritam and in the divine meaning that they convey, because very difficult to convey this, especially in English and to some degree in Tamil. We can manage in one's mother tongue. But I encourage everyone to listen to the Sanskrit Saptam, because that is the most natural language for all of us, really. Okay? It's the most natural language. So if you know how the Sanskriti Aksharangal have evolved, then you will see, especially, we have a lady here who's a yoga master. And so you know how it comes through the various chakrangal and then finally comes out as a cognizable sound. Okay. Now that is enough of that Sanskritam introduction. Let's move on. So these are very sweet and nectarine. The next few slokas are unbelievable. So let's start with Slokam 15. Ranjayishyati yat lokam ayam atma vicheshtitaihi ata amum ahuhu rajanam manoranjanakaihi prajaha. Ranjayishyati yat lokam ayam atma vicheshtitaihi ata amum ahuhu rajanam manoranjanakaihi prajaha. Ranjayishyati yat lokam ayam atma vicheshtitaihi athabumahuhu rajanam manoranjanakaihi prajaha. Now, the overall meaning is, and then we'll come to the Padangal, for the reason that this Pruthu Maharaja, by his actions, by his attractive, memorizing actions, he is, by what reason, by these actions, he is making the world happy, joyous. For that reason, the people will call him Raja. Raja. Okay? So now you know the meaning of Raja. Okay? So that's what a king should be. We call in English king, Arasan. Not just a master or a controller, no. He must give joy and happiness to all his citizens. That comes out of their well-being and security. That's why they're very happy. So that is the meaning of this sloka. We will take it up now, Padangal. Bhagavan, Saint Tyagaraja has composed a beautiful ragadam in unbelievable kriti and Ridi Gaulai is Ragaratna Malikache. Ranjillu, the beautiful word will come there. That's why I was reminded. So I'm just quoting that. Now, Ranjayishyati yat lokam ayam atma vicheshtitaihi atha amum ahuhu rajanam manoranjanakaihi prajaha. Now, prajaha, sentence, prajaha, makkal, prajaigal, citizens, amum, ivarai, this Pruthu, ivarai, this Pruthu, rajanam, raja, ahuhu, they will call him, they will address him. Prajaha amum rajanam ahuhu. Prajaha subject, amum object, rajanam the appellation, ahuhu verb. So Prajaha Amum Rajanam Ahu. The citizens called him, addressed him as Raja. I'm deliberately not using the word king. Okay, I want those my good sister and who has lots of regards for me, and his son who is present here, who has got tremendous love for me. So I want them to pay attention to the Samskrita word, Raja. So the citizens called him Raja. Why? Atha Prajaha Amum Rajanam Ahu. For that reason, they called him Raja. For what reason? Yat. Which reason? I am this Pruthu Maharaja. I am means Ivar. Okay, when we say he, okay, here it denotes to because it's continuously talking about Pruthu. So, yat I am, for which reason this Pruthu, Mano Ranjanakaihi, this Samskrita Sabdam, if you close your eyes and listen, this Ranja Yishyati, how beautifully it sounds. The Sabdam itself makes you happy, isn't it? So, Mano Ranjanakaihi, we have words like Ranjani, Sri Ranjani, and all those words that you may have come across. Okay. So, Mano Ranjanakaihi, the thing that attracts in a positive way, beautifully it attracts. The Tamil kavaradu, we say, like a magnet attracting. It's like that. Mano Ranjanakaihi, Atma Viseshtitaihi. Now, the grammar is Atma Viseshtitaihi is plural. It means by the actions, by his actions, by. The word by is there. Tamil's grammar, Tan Seigaigalal, by his actions. Okay, that is the grammar there. So, Manoranjanakaihi, Atma Viseshtitaihi, the attracting very beautifully and naturally, the mind is attracted to it. Okay, like the way your mind is attracted to a sunset or the smell of a rose or whatever, so much beauty in nature, it automatically attracts you, gives you so much joy and pleasure. Like that, attracted by his actions, yet for that I am this Pruthu, Lokam Ranjayishyati. The whole world he will make it joyous and happy. Yet I am Manoranjanakaihi Atma Viseshtitaihi Lokam Ranjayishyati. By which reason this Pruthu, with his attractive actions, makes the whole world happy and joyous. எந்த காரணத்தினால் இவர் மனதை கவர்கின்ற தன் செய்கைகளால் உலகத்தை மகிழ்விப்பாரோ, அத பிரஜாஹா அமும் ராஜானம் ஆகு. For that reason, the citizens will address him, okay, ahu, because he's talking about future, will address him as Raja. Ranjayishyati yallokam ayam atma vicheshtitaihi atha mumaguhu rajanam manoranjanakaihi prajaha. Now, what type of a person Pruthu will be as a Maharaja? So far, we have covered many things. Next slokam talks about Dhrida Vrataha Satya Sandaha Brahmanyaha Vruddha Sevakaha Sharanyaha Sarva Bhutanam Manadaha Dina Vatsalaha. Dhrida Vrataha Satya Sandaha Brahmanyaha Vruddha Sevakaha Sharanyaha Sarva Bhutanam Manadaha Dina Vatsalaha. Vrita Satya Sandho Brahmanyo Vruddha Sevakaha Sharanya Sarva Bhutanam Manado Dina Vatsalaha. This slokam beautifully talks about his qualities. All these qualities are avataric qualities. Please remember, when avataram comes, these are exactly the qualities they adorn, that you will see all of this in an avatar. Okay? And Dhrida Vrataha, Vratam, discipline, Dridham, strong, unshakable, firm. With that discipline he will be, because he is setting an example for everybody else, isn't it? So he cannot slack. He cannot be lax. It's an amazing obligation on Avataram, because he is showing us the way. So he cannot lax or fall short, right? So that we get the wrong example there. So it's please look at it this way. Now we look at Rama, Krishna, Bhagavan, Satya Sai Baba, whoever it may be. We worship them, etc., etc. But look at the amount of, in our language, the sufferings and the difficulties and the niyamam and the limitations that they operate under, even though he has got no limitations. Not a single thing that they can go astray, because then people will copy it, right? So, dhrida vrataha, that's how the king should be, a leader should be like that. Satya sandaha. Satyam, you know what it is? Satya sandaha, established firmly in Satyam. Satyam is something that doesn't change, past, present, future. That doesn't change in your sushupti, in your deep sleep, dream state, or in your waking state, isn't it? So never changes. The changeless thing, the constancy among all the changes that we have in our life, there is a constancy present among all the agitations and the fluxes of life. Okay, there is one constant thing. The constancy is Satyam. Okay, so he is a Satya Swarupa. You can call him the embodiment of Satyam, firmly, like the way when you think of Rama, for example, right? Firmly established in that Vratam and of Satyam. Brahmanyaha, Brahma, see, as we covered earlier, the word Brahma also refers to Vedangal. Now, all the avatarangal will pay tremendous respect and reverence to Vedam, even though, as we say in our prayer slokam, that the Vedam came from, we say, Bhagavan's muchukatru, it means his breath. When he created, Vedam comes from him. This is what elders tell us. So the first thing the Bhagavan taught to Brahma was the Vedam. That is what Jesus said. We say that in Tene Brahma Huda Yaha Adikavaye Mukhyantyat Suryaha. We say that in our prayer sloka. Okay? That Bhagavan, who is the Veda Purushan himself, whom the Vedas extol and worship, and whom the Vedas point directions to, pathway to reach him and embrace him, to reach his lotus feet and embrace him, whom the Vedas declare unendingly, tirelessly, and still cannot capture him, but still they don't give up, because the experience is so fabulous. Okay, they have to describe it, even though they themselves say, no, the description don't capture him. Okay, so many Vedic statements are there that are unbelievably astounding. Okay, so again, I'm digressing. That Veda Purushan, from who has given us the Vedangal, so that is the operating principle of the whole universe, the whole creation is supported on Vedas only. So that Purushan, Brahmanyaha, takes the avataram of Pruthu. Brahmanyaha, he will be very much attached to the Vedangal. He will revere the Vedic Pandits, the Brahmanas. Okay, so the Pamara Janangal, the ordinary citizens, will take it as an example. Okay, So Veda Brahmana Viswasam Udayavarai. Okay. One who is attached to Vedam. Dhrida Vrataha Satya Sandaha Brahmanyaha Vruddha Sevakaha. Again, these are all subjects. See, Vruddha Sevai is an action. Okay, when you do Vruddha Sevai, you become a Vruddha Sevaka. You understand? One who does Sevai or Seva becomes a Sevaka. Okay? So, Vruddha Sevakaha means it's a quality of him. This is how he will be. The one who will be like this. That's the way it describes this in English. Vruddha Sevakaha. Sevai. Okay. Now, Vruddha means one meaning is elders. Elders not only chronologically, but also who are spiritually elders, right? Could be chronologically very young, doesn't matter. But Vruddha Sevakaha, people who are mature and ripe in spirituality, people who are ripe and mature in chronological age, okay, who are elder to you, all those things are included in that. Vruddha Sevakaha. And attending on them, serving them. Service, again, very briefly, one needs to understand what seva is. Okay, very, very simply put, serving them, fulfilling their needs the way they want it at the time they want it. Okay, not more, not less. Okay, not on your terms, but on their terms. To put it very simply, let's move on. Another meaning is Vruddha Sevakaha, attending, serving all the elders, okay, and the seva, the seva that he provides, that he demonstrates, illustrates, is so mature and ripe that he also carries all the citizens along with him in that service attitude. Because this is something that Sir has seen, that we've been very blessed to personally witness when Bhagavan Satya Sai Baba came and the avataram ended. How he carries everybody, it inspires everybody to serve. Okay, Vruddha Sevakaha, then Sarva Bhutanam Sharanyaha. Now, Bhutanam, okay, in the grammar is for all the beings, Sarva, all, Bhutanam, all the beings, whether it is Jantukal, animal, human being, doesn't matter, for all the beings, Sarva Bhutanam, for all the beings, Yella Pranigalikkum, okay, that's a grammar, okay. Sarva Bhutani means plural, just a subject. Bhutanam is for all the pranigal. Sharanyaha, one who gives refuge. Very important. Where will you go if you have a problem? You have to go to a place of refuge only. Right? And so, Sarva Bhutanam Sharanyaha, he will be that type of a Raja. Everybody can go to him and get their problem solved, need fulfilled. Sharanyaha, the place of refuge. And Sarva Bhutanam Manadaha also. Now, a poor man goes to him, a scholar, a highly educated scholar goes to him, doesn't matter, no difference. Sarva Bhutanam Manadaha, respectful, worshipful of all the beings. Unbelievable. A small child, an elder man, it doesn't matter. Okay. I've personally seen Bhagavan Swami dealing with elders as well as small children. But tremendous reverence and respect and love he will be, no difference. Okay. So he will be like that. Sarva Bhutanam Anadaha. Now, Dina Vatsalaha. Dina means the people who are helpless, who are weak, whether it's physically, financially, emotionally, doesn't matter. Whatever weakness you have, you are not able to solve it yourself. Okay, so where will you go? You're not discarded in the kingdom, you're not discarded in the society. Dina Vatsalaha. He will be very loving to them, like the way a mother is to her children. Even if a child happens to be disabled or some other problem is there, whatever, how loving the mother will be. Like the Deenam Vatsalaha. So Dhridavrataha, Satyasandaha, Brahmanyaha, Vruddha Sevakaha, Sarvabhutanam Sharanyaha, Manadaha, Deena Vatsalaha. Number 17. See, now they are singing his qualities that he is going to exhibit. This is how he will be. This is how he will be. They are singing. Now, how will he conduct himself? These are the qualities that have been described, but what about some of his actions? Let us see. These are unbelievably valid. This is exactly how Rama conducted himself. Exactly. Okay. This is what you're going to see now. Because remember, we saw in one slokam, this Pruthu, when the musicians say, in this form, all the other forms are contained in this, including beings as well as the future avatar. Please remember that, okay? So, now number 17. Matrubhaktihi parastrishu patnyam ardha ivatmanaha prajasu pitruvat snigdaha kingaraha brahmavadina. Matrubhaktihi parastrishu patnyam ardha ivatmanaha prajasu pitruvat snigdaha kinkaro brahmavadina. Matrubhakti parastrishu patnyamardha ivatmanaha prajasu pitruvat snigdaha kinkaro brahmavadina. Overall meaning is, towards wives of other people, he will respect them as his own mother. Motherly respect. Very important. For his wife, he will be loving her as half of his own body. Like how we all love our bodies. Like that, he will love his wife. Now, towards the citizens, like a loving father, he will love them. What does a father do? Protect, takes care, provides the need, right? As the family grows up. So, like a father, he will be loving to all his citizens. Now, what about Jnanigal? What about Siddha Purushargal? What about Jivan Muktigal? And what about Vedic Pandits and other people? All the Brahmanottamargal. He will be their slave, their servant. He'll be obedient to them. That's the overall meaning. Parastrishu matru bhaktihi. Parastrishu, towards the wives of other people. Pirar manavidam. Matru bhaktihi, the motherly respect, motherly love. But he will consider them as his own mother and love them as his mother. Okay? Patnyam, towards his wife, Manavidam, Atmanaha Arde Snigdaha. Like Atmanaha Arde, like half of his own body, like that. Atmanaha Arde Iva, like his half of his own body. Snigdaha, he will love. Okay, he will love his wife as half of his own body. Pitruvat Prajasu Pitruvat Snigdaha. Prajasu, towards the citizens. Makkalidam. Pitruvat, like a father. Snigdaha, he will love them. Snigdaha means Love, to love. Brahmavadinam, towards the Brahmanottamargal, towards the Brahmanyanigal, Brahmavadinam, not towards, but to. How he will relate to Brahmavadigal, Brahmanottamargal, Brahmanyanigal, towards them, Brahmanyanigalukku, Kinkaraha means he will be obedient, relate to them deferentially. Okay? And like the slave, like the servant. Slave means not a bad word. Carrying out the commands of them, ready to carry out their commands, readily, even though he is a Raja. Okay? Matru bhaktihi parastrishu patnyamardha ivatmanaha prajasu pitruvat snigdaha kinkaro brahmavadinam. Number 18. I'll read the slokam. And then we'll end this session and take any comments for interaction. Number 18. Dehinam atmavat preshtaha suhrudam nandi vardhanaha muktasanga prasankaha ayam dandabanihi asadushu. Continuing with his actions. Again, there are beautiful Samskrita words, Samskrita padangal. Dehinam atmavat preshtaha suhrudam nandi vardhanaha mukta sanga prasangaha ayam dandabanihi asadushu. Maybe I can finish this slokam. 4 minutes left. For all the beings, he is dear to them as their own Atma. For his friends, for Suhrut, he will give them joy and happiness. For all the sannyasigal, he is very much attached to them. Like Bhagavan Krishna says, Jnanigal is my most favorite. Okay, even though I love everybody, the most favorite is Jnanigal. So, for all the sannyasigal, he is attached to them very much. But for people who violate the rules and regulations and who are cruel and barbaric and create trouble and harm others, he will be like Yaman himself, Yama himself. He will punish them firmly. Dehinam atmavat preshtaha. Dehinam atmavat preshtaha. Dehinam, for all the beings. Atmavat, like Atma. Preshtaha, very, very dear. Like, you are very dear to your Atma, isn't it? Like that how we all feel about ourselves. Like that. For all the beings, he will be like their own Atma. They all will love him. Sugrutam Nandi Vardhanaha. Sugrutam, for the friends, Nanbargalukku, Nandi Vardhanaha, Nandam, Nandi, Nandana Nandana, Anandam. All these are all words I wanted to think about. Please, Sanskritam is not a foreign language. You know most of the words already. So Nandi means something that denotes happiness and joy. Anandam, right? Nandi, Anandam means let the happiness come. Ha means to come. Okay. Nandi Vardhanaha means for Sugrutam Nandi Vardhanaha, one who gives joy and happiness to his friends. Mukta Sangaha Prasangaha. 1 minute, let me take that. I've got 2 minutes left. I hope I can finish this. Mukta Sangaha means, Mukta means Mukti, we call it freedom, whatever it is, basically getting to a point of no return from this samsara bandhangal and all that, to freedom, to release from that. People who are attached to that are jnanigal. Mukta Sangaha, people who are attached to mukti, towards them, prasangaha, he will be attached to them. He will be attached to all their jnanigal. Ayam, this Pitru Maharaja, asadushu dandapanihi, asadushu, people who are not sadhukal, people who are cruel, who harm others, towards them, Danda Panihi. He will be like Yama to them, punishing them. He will appear like Yama to them. Okay. Dehinam Atmavat Preshtaha Suhrutam Nandi Vardhanaha Mukta Sangha Prasangaha Ayam Dandapanihi Asadhushu. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Arihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavanto Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavanto Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavanto Om Shanti 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 Arihi